Here's something that stopped me in my tracks. The average person spends more time on their phone each year than they do eating, exercising, and reading combined. And that number is only going up.
That's such a jarring statistic. I just checked my screen time report this morning, and I'm averaging about 4.5 hours daily. That's nearly 30 hours weekly.
You know what's fascinating about those numbers? When you break it down, most of that time happens in these tiny moments we barely notice. 2 minutes while waiting for coffee, 5 minutes between meetings. Before we know it, half our day is gone.
Well, that certainly explains why I feel like I'm constantly playing catch up with my actual work. These micro moments really add up.
Speaking of digital habits, I've been thinking about an interesting experiment. What if we had to completely delete every social media app from our phones for a week? No exceptions, just cold turkey.
Now, that's a thought that makes my palms sweat. The last time I went without social media was when my phone died during a camping trip, and I felt completely disconnected from my tech communities.
That reaction is telling, isn't it? Research shows that social media triggers the same dopamine response as food and other rewards. Some studies even suggest it can be as addictive as nicotine.
The way you put that makes me think about how deliberately these apps are designed to keep us hooked. The infinite scroll, the notification sounds, the little red dots. It's all carefully crafted.
Exactly. And here's something really concerning. Studies show our attention spans have dropped from 12 seconds in 2000 to just 8 seconds now. That's actually less than a goldfish's attention span.
Those numbers are pretty alarming. Do you think we're reaching a point where we need to seriously reevaluate our relationship with these devices?
You know, I've been experimenting with some small changes lately, like using an actual alarm clock instead of my phone and keeping my phone in another room during meals. The impact on my focus has been remarkable.
That's such a practical approach. Much more manageable than trying to go completely digital-free all at once.
And here's what's really interesting. Research shows that just having your phone visible, even if it's face down and silent, reduces your cognitive capacity. It's like part of your brain is constantly on standby, waiting for a notification.
Well, that explains why I can't seem to focus on deep work when my phone is on my desk, even when it's on Do Not Disturb.
The science behind this is fascinating. When we get a notification, our brains release cortisol, the stress hormone. We then check our phones to relieve that stress, creating this constant cycle of anxiety and relief.
So we're essentially training ourselves to be in a state of constant low-level stress?
Precisely. And it gets even more interesting. Studies show that people who take regular breaks from social media report higher levels of life satisfaction and better real-world relationships. Some researchers are even suggesting a digital sunset, turning off all screens 2 hours before bedtime.
The impact on sleep must be significant. I've read that blue light from screens can suppress melatonin production for hours.
Oh, absolutely. And here's a mind-blowing statistic. 90% of people aged 18 to 29 sleep with their phones within arm's reach. Many even check their phones multiple times during the night.
That's actually pretty concerning when you consider the long-term effects on our sleep quality and mental health.
What if we challenged ourselves and our listeners to try something manageable? Maybe start with a golden hour, the first and last hour of each day completely phone-free.
That sounds much more achievable than going cold turkey. Small changes that could lead to bigger transformations.
And the benefits could be substantial. Studies show that people who don't check their phones first thing in the morning report lower anxiety levels and better productivity throughout the day.
So it's not just about reducing screen time, it's about reclaiming our mental space and attention.
Exactly, because ultimately, these tools should be enhancing our lives, not controlling them. The key is learning to use them intentionally rather than reactively.
That's really what it comes down to. Being mindful about our relationship with technology instead of letting it dictate our behavior.
And maybe that's the perfect place to leave our listeners, with an invitation to notice their own digital habits and consider what small changes might make a big difference in their lives.